So how to come up with ideas for radical innovation? That's not that simple. We take a closer look at the exploration phase because this is where you really need to be good at ideation. You have to come up with like really new ideas, which is an important part of innovation, of course. I showed you that innovation in the exploration phase means that you come up with a relevant problem to solve. You find different solutions, creative solutions to that problem. Then you test that solution with the target group, and based on the insights that you gain out of the tests, you can refine the problem. You can see if the problem was framed the right way, or if that's the case, you can go back to the solution and see if the solution that you're working on is the right solution, or you have to come up with different other solutions. So let's assume that it's your birthday and you want to cut 8 pieces for all the 8 people who are here at your birthday party, but you have a sword and that sword can only cut 3 times. So that's the riddle, how to cut that princess cake with 3 cuts in 8 pieces. You can pause the video right here and think about it for 1 or 2 minutes. See if you come up with a creative solution to that. Most people come up with this solution here, but there are many different other solutions to that problem, to that riddle. But what this riddle illustrates is that most of the times, if we're confronted with a problem to solve, our brain tries to come up with one solution that fits, that functions, and it doesn't really matter if it's the best solution we have, because we just need a solution. And for most of the tasks in our daily lives, that's great. That's why our brain works like this. But in innovation, you have a relevant problem, and the task is to come up with a really good and really new creative solution to that. A solution that hopefully no one has come up with before. And in order to do that, it's not enough to just come up with a solution that you think it's good. You have to come up with many, many different solutions. So the first one is really look for lots of ideas. The chance that the best idea is the first one you have is really, really small. So come up with 5 different, 10, 20 different ideas, and then pick the 1, 2, 3 ideas that you think, well, those are quite novel and interesting and, you know, maybe risky, but we can test them. So come up with lots of ideas. The second rule is create wild ideas, ideas that sound maybe not really feasible, that sound too crazy to be true. It's not important because I think that the crazy ideas are the best ideas, but because crazy ideas inspire new ideas. So if you come up with crazy ideas, then someone else in the group will come up with an idea that is maybe not that wild, not that crazy, but it's really different, really creative. So embrace creative, wild ideas that are maybe not possible and maybe fun. The third rule is build on the ideas of others. It's a waste of ideas if you don't take ideas from others, also from outside of your system, and just, you know, build on them, make them better. The fourth rule is focus on the problem. So have a relevant problem to solve, and then ask yourself every time you come up with new ideas does it really solve that problem? My fifth rule is separate your ideation phase from your discussion phase. So while you're in the flow of coming up with many, many different solutions, do not disrupt this flow by discussing the ideas. You see, if you're looking for radical solutions, for radical ideas, then they won't come up in the beginning of your ideation phase. You have to come up with many different ideas in order to have the really radical and more crazy ideas in the end. And the last rule is, just because you found now one idea that is promising out of 20 ideas doesn't mean that you don't have to go through this ideation phase again. It's the opposite. So you will go through ideation phase quite often. So plan it that way. Do an ideation phase, then go out, test the ideas, but then plan another ideation phase and the third and the fourth. Repeat, repeat, repeat. The ideas will get better each time you make an ideation phase, because the longer the process goes, the more insights you have, the wiser you are about that problem, and the better the ideas will be. In the end, hopefully, you come up with your princess cake.